a great joy to be here with Norm from Central Garden. And Norm, we're going to be talking today about grass seed and fall and lawn and all of that stuff, because this really is the time to think about putting grass seed down.
Exactly. You know, one of the reasons that we like to see people put in their lawns in the fall of the year is because your temperatures are much higher in the fall of the year, so the germination is much quicker.
So what you mean is the temperatures, even though they might be dipping down, the earth is heated up all summer, so it hasn't escaped yet. Like in the winter,
That's correct.
It would be colder, so that makes perfect sense.
And in the springtime, you know, it's the biological urge to go out and plant a lawn, but the soil temperature is still low. It's like cooler. Anything else, vegetables or anything else you plant, you want those soil temperatures to be a little bit higher up.
So this really is the best time to put in a lawn from seed.
Yes, we've just put this lawn in about a week ago, and a couple of things you need to do prior to putting down the seed is in preparing the soil. You want to till it down to about 2 or 3 inches, and then remove some of the big particles you can, and then rake it lightly. Don't roll it, because then you compact the soil. Sure. And that's what you do when you till it up to get ready to do that. And then select your types of seeds. We have a couple different types of seeds that you can use here. We have a Pennington Select, which is a Pacific Northwest mix, which is a perennial rye mix of grass seed. And then this was new a couple of years ago from Pennington Smart Seed, which is a water saver type of seed. And both of these seeds are coated with bacteria, or to help prevent diseases, actually. Yeah. This does have mycorrhizals coated to it as well to help the germination. But either one of these two seeds will work very well in our area here. This you can do in either sun and or shade. It's a perennial rye, and this is a perennial rye with some fescues, as well as the perennial rye too for the sun and the shade.
Well, I see, Norm, on this lawn that you guys put in, it's not generally, I always think the people cover seed, but this is just sitting here. Is that something that you're still going to do, or what was the plan on that?
No, actually, a lot of people still use sawdust, and that's not the proper thing to do, even though people like to use it, because that draws the nitrogen out of the soil.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that. What I would suggest in most cases is to cover it lightly with peat moss. In this instance, we haven't done that yet, because we have had a little bit of rain, and that'll have a tendency to float. So what we'll do is we'll cover it with peat moss, and then we'll just take a leaf rake, turn it upside down, and drag it lightly to try to incorporate it with the soil, just a small amount.
And it really was a great opportunity to show people exactly how you should be spreading seed, because a lot of people don't know. Do you put it in clumps? How thick do you put it on? So this is a perfect filtration for the seed spread.
Right, we'll probably see germination here, probably I would say in the next 12 to 14 days.
Yeah. Now, let's say that we already have a lawn. Let's go over to another place and talk about that.
Sure.
Now, Norm, you know, we are standing in a really beautiful lawn, and in the Northwest, there's a lot of people who have decided just to do away with lawns, but for those of us that still love them and like some green space, there are a few things that we can do at this time of year to really almost ensure a much healthier, more beautiful lawn like this one.
Yeah, this is the same area that we planted the lawn recently, and this lawn is about 2 years old, and it's fed on a regular basis. The thing with the lawn is naturally it's like anything else. It does take food and nourishment. And when you get into the fall of the year, people don't often think about feeding their lawn. But it is, again, like putting in a lawn, it's the best time to feed a lawn, because it's the only time of year that a lawn is actually reproducing in the root systems.
Yeah.
So if you can put down a good slow-release fertilizer for the fall, you'll see the benefits next spring.
Yeah, because in the spring, if you fertilize, it might take it up through the roots, but it's really not producing deeper, stronger roots at that time.
Absolutely. And with the slow-release nitrogen that breaks down with bacteria, it will stay within the soil until the spring, and then the temperatures will start to rise.
Wonderful. So let's start out with what I'm holding here. It's called Soil Sweet.
This is called Soil Sweet. Now, you can put this down in the fall of the year, too, as a supplement, and you can either use the Soil Sweet or you can use the Super Sweet. This is a little more water soluble and will break down a little bit faster than the Soil Sweet. Mm-hmm. Basically, you can use the Soil Sweet at any time of the year, as well as you can the Super Sweet. Just is a little bit faster acting than the Soil Sweet is.
Okay.
And then while you're doing that and putting it down for fall, we also recommend that you use like the Ultra Green Fall and Winter winterizer food. This is a Lily Miller product too that's available in the local garden centers. But again, you can put this down in the fall of the year. You could even put this down into November, and a certain percentage of that nitrogen will not release until next spring.
Nice. So that really would make it easier going into spring, because that's when everything gets hectic in the yard and you're crazy pulling your hair out trying to figure out what to do. So this would really be a smart step to help now, but also to kind of give you a little relief in the springtime.
It gives you a head start in the spring.
Nice.
If you've never fed your lawn in the fall, try to do it this year, because you'll see the results, even though it's late, you'll see the results next spring.
Well, you know, for more information on lawn care, you can go to GardenTime.tv. We'll click you over to their website, and you can get your yard set up so you have a beautiful one, not only now, but in the next spring too. Thanks so much, Norm.
Have a great day.